Okay, we're back with part 2 of the shirt. We're going to go ahead and click go and start stitching the placement stitch for the number 4. Be careful, don't get your fingers, and make sure your shirt is out of the way as much as you can. So we're just going to stitch out this number 4. And once you stretch the shirt a little bit, you won't have to move it around as much. You can kind of just let it stitch itself. And I'm going to go ahead and stop my machine right there because it has stitched out the number 4. As I stated before, this file that I bought off of Etsy does not have the stops in place, so I'm going to have to stop it myself. So as you see, it has already stitched the number 4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my jump string. And I'm going to go ahead and place my HTV that I purchased to go on top of that number 4. I purchased this, it's a small sheet, literally. It's like 5 by 9, 5.5 by 9.25 sheet of HTV from Hobby Lobby. And I paid $5. But the colors were so pretty, I knew that I would eventually use it for something. I only got one. But I just could not resist these colors. It has something sticky on the back of it, whatever the glue it was they had to hold it in the package. But this is a glitter iron-on sheet. You see that? See how small that is? $5. So I'm gonna cut a small piece of this off to cover the number 4. Now, normally when you're using HTV, you want to peel off that clear backing. Let's see if we can get this to come off. It's kind of thick to feel like iron-on. So let's see if there's a backing that comes off. I recently got my nails done, so it's kind of difficult. Let's see what the instructions say. Sheets will adhere to most fabrics. Place the sheet on the desired location and cover with a thin piece of cloth. Press using dry iron. So, okay, we don't need to cut anything off. To set, turn project inside out and iron the back side. Okay, so we don't have to take anything off. We're just gonna put this in our shirt and tack down this number 4. Sometimes it's hard to get your hoop back underneath that needle, so just make sure that you go in at an angle. And now I'm gonna take my glitter HTV. I'm gonna put my presser foot down. We now have the green button to go. And now we're gonna do what's called our tack down stitch. And I'm just making sure that my shirt is all the way out of the way. It's kind of tight. Okay, so again, like I was stating earlier, for this file, she does not add the stops. So what I'm gonna have to do is go back so that we can get an actual tack down stitch. So I'm going back to the beginning because it didn't even do a zigzag stitch all the way around. So I'm gonna lift my presser foot up and take my shirt off the hoop. And as you see, it had kind of started to do the satin stitch. But I went and I back stitch so that I can get that tack down stitch. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the HTV all around the 4. I normally start out using my brother's scissors because sometimes I feel like it's easier for me to get in those corners because of the tip that's listed. Not that's listed, but that's on the scissors. Be careful and don't cut your shirt. So I'm just cutting around the 4 to get that excess HTV, in this case, off of my shirt. I'm being very careful to not cut around my stitches. Not cut my stitches. So let's see. Now, one of the things that I forgot to do is to cut a hole for the center of the number 4. So we're gonna have to, hopefully I'll be able to just pull that out since it's HTV. This HTV is thicker than your normal HTV. Normally with HTV, you don't even have to cut it. You can normally just rip it off because you would just pull that plastic backing off. But since this is a little bit thicker, we can't do that in this case. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my jump stitches as well. And I'm just going to see if there's a way that I can get in there to cut the inside of that 4. Sometimes you just kind of just need to clip you a small hole. I do have some smaller embroidery scissors that I can use. And that's going to allow me to kind of put a hole in there so I can kind of cut. There we go. So I can get in there and cut around that 4, the hole of the 4, the inside. So we're just cutting the inside of the 4 now. And I'm being really careful to not cut the stitches on my shirt. And sometimes it's just really hard to do because, you know, it's a small space, but hey, that is part of embroidery. So another thing that I do is I like to use my curved scissors after I go through with the big scissors to even clean it up even more. With the curved scissors, I'm able to lift that fabric or that HTV up and get really close to the stitch line without cutting the stitches. So typically I go back through with my curved scissors. A lot of people start out with the curved scissors, but I feel like I can cut off more and cut much faster if I do it the other way. So again, I'm just cutting the fabric off, or the HTV off of the number 4. We want to make sure that it's nice and clean, so that way when we go back in with that satin stitch, those raw edges are not showing. You know, some people don't understand. There's a lot of work that goes, you know, behind embroidery. And I'm trying to finagle getting this to cut. There we go. Sometimes I have to turn my hoop all kinds of ways to get it where I need to be so I can get that vinyl. So we are almost done getting the extra vinyl off, and then we'll be able to put it back on the hoop and go back in with our satin stitch. So because I'm new to YouTube, I have to do my videos in parts. So I will come back with part 3 of this video, and we will start off with doing the satin stitch for the number 4.